Welcome to the webinar on the 7th International Fresh Talents of Vedic Astrology Conference, which is from 29th January to 5th February 2020. And it's at Tirupati, sacred, beautiful Tirupati. And these photographs are of the avataras. They're in just outside our hotel. There's a little park there, and they have the 9 avataras there. And so we'll just begin with the little mantra. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahman Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Brahma Murari Tripurantakari Bhanu Shashi Bhumi Suto Budhascha Guruscha Shukraha Shanirahu Ketav Sarve Graha Shanti Bhavo. Neelanjana Samabhasam Ravi Putram Yamagrajam Chayamaratanda Sambhutam Tam Namami Shanishcharam. So, welcome to the Fresh Talents Conference webinar. So this is the 2020, and this is my photograph at the 6th international one, which was held in San Francisco. So sorry, it's old. So the conference and the Avatara trip, it is 2 trips are happening. You can combine them together, or you can just do the Navagraha, the conference. So 29th to 6th February is the 7th International Conference, and 5th February to 19th February is the temple tour. So you can combine the temple tour or do both. So one of the things, so this conference is sponsored by my Academy of Vedic Sciences. So so the aim of the conference is to promote new generation of Jyotish masters, to encourage contemporary thought, networking, lecturing, presenting skills, research, professionalism, ethical use of Jyotish. The main thing is that want to encourage new people to lecture and talk, and they are not they are really very good. You'll be surprised what good energy is there. So introduce speakers from India who may be new to Western students but well-known scholars within India, and delegates to interact with scholars from India and graduates from my academy. Now, these conferences are small conferences, and you get to talk to everybody. You're part of a community. You're meeting, great people with knowledge, but you are also sharing your knowledge. You are asking about your doubts, what is there. So that is the key factor here. And why I called it Fresh Talents. The conference aims to introduce new speakers from India, search for fresh talent who are not necessarily exposed to the Western students, Western Vedic astrology students. Yeah. But this year, the Tirupati conference, we have a number of absolutely brand new teachers that you have never even heard of before, but they are scholars in their subject. And it is, when you see the conference, it's going to be. And then many speakers who are first time speakers who have graduated from my academy after completing the 3-year intensive courses of 108 lessons. So I have been teaching since about 1996, but I have the online now 3-year intensive program. And after a person completes it, I ask them to lecture, because that is really the fourth level. One has to learn to teach and develop. And so, and then also senior graduates from the academy who are now gurus in their own right. So there is a lot of knowledge there, and a lot of years of sadhana and of love of Jyotish that you see. And I want to bring out that new energy. So the history of the conference, I got this idea in 2012. So the first conference was done in Pondicherry. Then I did second in New Delhi, then third in Kerala, fourth in Mahabalipuram, fifth again in New Delhi, and the last one was my first in USA. I'll be doing more conferences in USA as well, but the sixth one was in San Francisco. And over the years, I've seen the development of talent, how people spoke the first year, and then later on how they developed and became masters at not just their craft but at speaking, and they've been invited globally to lecture at different conferences other than my own. So that is a thing that I'm most proud about. I want you to but I want you to come and support as well, because it is so important. So the first conference in 2013, we began with Swami Sita, because Jyotish is a spiritual sacred science, and I'm always very conscious of, keeping that sacredness as well as still thinking about the worldly life and material things. So Swami Sita came specially to bless my conference, and she's been a great supporter of Vedic astrology. And then we did a puja at the Ganesha temple, and it was a beautiful puja. You can see all of us there at the puja. Since then, this temple has become so glamorous and huge. Uh, when we were doing it, it was not reconstructed. And there was Kailashnath. He came and taught us prashna, and I did Sarvota Bhadra Chakra uh, talk, and this is John from Australia, and Pandit Samavedula. So lots of things, Paul lecturing. So a great conference, and as I said, that was our beginning. And then there is in Pondicherry this Nakshatra temple, planetary temple. So this is me with Ashlesha Nakshatra. And the thing about our conferences is that they are very serious, but they are fun as well, because you want to have a lot of community, a lot of interaction, but also not just for you not to enjoy yourself. And these are the Navagrahas. So we try to do something every evening at the conference, so that you are kind of enjoying the experience. There are dinners and other activities every evening. That's not published in the program. So then the second conference was in Delhi, and this is the Sagar Publications. He's a friend of mine. I've been going there for many years, and he's the publisher of Vedic books. So we went there, and here we have pictures of people buying lots of books, and they send them, there's no Kindle or downloadable versions of many books. And so we had that. And this is in the Rashtrapati Bhavan, and Dr. Charak was our keynote speaker. And, he spoke, and we had Bill lecturing, and conference has been getting bigger every year. These are big, but still it's not a huge conference. It's a tiny, tiny, very interesting conference. And this is Vinayaditya and some of our uh, delegates and speakers, and of course the gorgeous Indian food. And Jayan Sharma, he spoke on Prashna. He's a real master on Prashna. He's never been abroad, and he kindly consented to speak at our conference. And so, and then one of my students, Michael, lives in Delhi. So he always, if we have a conference in Delhi, they invite everybody, the whole group, and he sponsors that. He invites us, and so this was with his partner Aditya. And the third conference is a great Professor Jayashekhar. He's very much part of our family and guide, and very lovely person. Many of you know, and so this was at Puvar, and Puvar is a beautiful place. There's Bill lecturing. Bill is now himself a great teacher, and he's lectured UAC everywhere. And this was up, I would say, the most beautiful location, because when we had tea and coffee, this was the view of the conference. Not that I can't promise that every time, but it's so beautiful to be part of the I love it myself. So if I'm saying part of the people and knowing everybody, everybody thinks the same way, and you have the great, and this is at dinner. So we all get together, we sit together, we chat. And I think that is the best part of a conference is you talk to people, you enjoy their company. And then Swamiji came. She was luckily at the same time there, so she came and lectured to us. And so this was our third conference, just showing you different pictures. And then if there's a temple nearby, we always visit. This is Vijay. It's all number of Vijay was our first time big star that I feel I discovered. He's already a star in India, but for the foreign audiences. So he has been coming many times for our conferences, Vijay Goel. And uh, so we can see that. So all sorts of interesting things. So the fourth conference was in uh, Mahabalipuram, and Sunil John was our main keynote speaker. Professor is always there. He always comes, and there's Petra speaking, and Keiko, of course, from great speaker and uh, internationally well-known speaker now. She's always doing the conference, and this is our from Latvia, and we were invited for dinner, and they all gave us these malas and everything. So this is our different activities conference. At our guests, they were Rajan's friends, and they invited us all for dinner. As I said, that our conference is a lot of fun. It's not just it is a lot of study as well. And this is Mahabalipuram. So we did a day trip for the conference people. And this was our hotel, the view from our hotel. And then Delhi, again, Delhi is good to do, because all the speakers are there. And plus, Delhi is very nice. We had great time this time. And we visited the Shani temple. And there's Keiko again lecturing. She's a great support, and she's always there. And some of our delegates. And this is Renata. Now, Renata is doing her own conference as well in So that is, and this is Vinayaditya and the Lotus Temple. So we had a day trip to the Lotus Temple. And this was the last conference in San Francisco. And Sunil John, he was very kind. He came all the way from Bombay, Mumbai, and came and was our keynote speaker at San Francisco. We decided to do it in the heart of San Francisco. So you just got out of the hotel and Fisherman's Wharf and everything. You can see San Francisco is where I live, or nearby, not in San Francisco. And this is I Heart San Francisco, me. And so we have all the speakers here, Lalita, Keiko, Petra, they are all going to be speaking this time. And Dennis was there. He was our chief guest. Every time I have a chief guest, and Dennis is Dennis Harness, and this is Darinka, who came all the way from Australia to speak at the conference. And Swami Sita came to bless us. Swami Pandit Samavedula, he's always there. There's my mom. She's always supporting. And so there we are, few of us in the conference. And there's my two great friends, Sunil and Dennis. And we went out for dinner. We had a really very good program with San Francisco. So let us talk about the 2020 Tirupati. So there's a big faculty. I think this is the biggest faculty that I've ever had. And the featured speakers who are going to give workshops, we have Professor Jayashekhar, Lakshmi Ramesh. She's from Tirupati, and she's a wonderful lady, but a great knowledge of Jyotish. Pandit Samavedula, he's going to fly from LA to be there, although he's from India, but we all live abroad. Myself, Keiko, Rajan is coming from UK. Keiko Ito, sorry, from Japan. Rajan is going to come, Petra Popuda, and the Tirupati astrologers. This is the first time I'm showcasing the astrologers, and I have to thank Lakshmi Ramesh for it, because she organized it all, and so we will have a whole day with all new astrologers, very serious astrologers that are there. And Tirupati is such a sacred place that to be able to spend 1 week in Tirupati, we have a program after that. We'll be there. Those of you are doing the program as well, you get to spend 2 weeks in Tirupati. This is like a kind of heaven as a spiritual place where millions of people come. So we have, and then as I said, we have the big group. We have Kamal Thapar, Lalita Krishnan, Renata Neme Kavalkanti, Shobha Nagarjuna, Tulika Rhodes, Darinka Maroon, Manoj Sharma, Sunera Zaveri, Viren Patel, Carla Thresh, Judy Jones, Paula Vergara, and the Tirupati Astrologers Group, Bhargavi Jayanti, Mohan Raja Subramanya, N.P. Komala Ravindra, P. Vidyalata Devi, P. Bhanu Prasad. So it is going to be a big faculty. I think this is the biggest faculty we've ever had in the. So there are going to be 7 master classes, 3 days of conference, and it is a 1 week long program. So you're just immersed in the knowledge and meeting everybody. The meals, the lunches are all included in meals. Hotel is included in the cost. Some dinners are also included. So there's a lot of companionship. So our chief guest is Lakshmi Ramesh. She's a long time student of Jyotish. She's a resident of Tirupati and a general wonderful lady. And she's going to talk about Shri Lagna. Shri Lagna is a special auspicious point, and Shri means goddess Lakshmi. So it is a special point of wealth, and you can learn what it is and everything. And of course, we are in Tirupati, which is sacred for Lord Vishnu. So to start with, our first lecture will be with her in the conference. So then Professor Jayashekhar is doing the avastha of planets. I specially requested him. These are states of planets, There are a number of different avasthas, and they are totally unexplored area of Jyotish. And Professor had done a short talk at Bava on this, so I requested him to do a workshop. So actually, he's teaching 2 master classes on avasthas. So this will be a special pleasure to study these avasthas, and from a serious master. Professor is uh, forgotten so much of Jyotish that we just know. So he's really really nice. He likes to talk to everybody. He's not, he always loving his students and us. And then his lecture is going to be on the ninth house. So what is the importance of the ninth house and various things. And then Pandit Samavedula, he's going to actually start the conference with the mantra workshop. I had announced it Samaveda, but he said he's going to change it slightly, so I've just put Vedic mantras. But he teaches, his chants, it is a very special energy to have him speak. So he'll be doing a master class on the mantras. Many of you may know him because he's been, at various conferences, but he's also been a great supporter of our conference. He was there at the first one, and then Rajan has been number of times to India with me. I've known him for years, and he's a great Vedic astrologer. And he doesn't talk very often, but he's coming and he's going to talk on Nama Akshara. And Nama Akshara is the consonant of your name, and how the first word of your name, like Komilla Ka or Rajan R. What is the significance of that? And it is a very entertaining as well as really full of knowledge master class that Rajan is going to do. Then Keiko Ito is going to talk about the great conjunction of Jupiter-Saturn. Now, in 2020 and 2021, Jupiter-Saturn come together in Capricorn. And in 2020, actually, they'll come together first in Sagittarius, then in Capricorn, in 19 itself. So these conjunctions, they happen once every 20 years, and there's a cycle, and Keiko is going to talk about it and enlighten us, and she's very good at all this. So she's thoroughly researched subject. And then she's going to do another master class on decoding animal symbolism of the nakshatras. So, each nakshatra has an animal, and what does it mean? What are the deities connected to it? What are the other things? I don't know what she's going to talk about, but I'm just giving you some idea that she's going to talk about it. And then Petra is first time doing a workshop for us. What I try to do is that when people come and they are lecturing, I ask them to lecture again, and then I want them to go develop to a workshop, because that is also important part of the learning and teaching. And she's a really good speaker, and she's spoken many times at the conference, and her topic on her master class is working with the shadow. Shadow personality, shadow planets. I don't know what she's going to cover, but she's also a very good speaker, and we look forward to that. And then myself, I'm going to talk about importance of Tithi. Now, Tithi is very important because it is in part of the Panchang, and I was just going to show you in all this, I forgot to show you the chart of the program. But today we are on 13th Tithi. So what does that mean? What is the thing? Now, as far as the 2020 program is concerned, it is, sorry, I originally, originally I was planning to do it on the 15th of January, but then I decided to do it later because I wanted to um, um, do it when Saturn was in Capricorn. So this is our 2020 program, and actually it starts on the 30th. You can see here that it is fourth Tithi. We'll be meeting in uh, Chennai and driving to the conference from there. So the conference will start on Thursday, and we can see here, one sec. So moon is in Pisces, Pisces Lagna, and we have Jupiter in the 10th house. Mars is in its own sign. Saturn is in its own sign. Venus about to go exalted. So three planets in dignity, and by the time we start the temple trip, Venus will be exalted. So if you look here, we have Venus exalted, and temple trip starts on the 5th with the moon exalted as well. So 5th of February, you can see moon is exalted, Venus is exalted, Saturn own sign, Jupiter own sign, Mars own sign. So this is a very rare combination of planets. You see how much difficulty we have been having this last few months when the planets have been really upset. And so the tithi is very important, and I'll talk about tithi of your birth as well as tithi of the your tithi of birth and tithi of Mahurata, or the day of the tithi. So this is my talk on tithi, and then I'm going to talk about the wealth yogas of Sage Parashar. So that is I'm doing 2 master classes. Yeah, Keiko is saying Mercury Rahu Parivartana too. So I never looked at that. Let me see. Yeah, Mercury and Rahu are in Parivartana. Rahu loves being in Gemini, and Ketu in Sagittarius. So this is a rather very special chart. So what happens with the special charts are that you're going to have a special experience. So then every year I have this lecture called Saraswati lecture, and this is for the students, for somebody that I nominate that they have to do. And I have nominated Lalita Krishnan. She's a very good Vedic astrologer. Last year she talked about Manasa Nakshatra, and she is going to be talking about secrets of Upachaya houses in um, 2020. And Upachaya are 3, 6, 10, and 11 house. So what is the secret? What is there? So in the Saraswati lecture, I just nominate the person, but the guidance is given. They have to decide their own topic and all, but it's like it is usually the lecture that is follows the keynote address. So keynote address will be by Lakshmi Ramesh, and then Lalita will talk after that. And so then the Tirupati Astrologers Day, I'm really thrilled about this. We will be having people who have first time been in lecturing in Tirupati. And here we have Lakshmi Ramesh will be leading, and she's going to talk about Graha Gati, tracing karmic patterns of past. So this is something new. Then Ashtaka Varga and Compatibility by Bhargavi Jayanti. So this is Lakshmi, this is Bhargavi. And then Mohan Raja Subramanya, he's going to talk about Amatya Karaka. So just to let you know that Amatya Karaka is the planet that is the number 2 degree. So for this chart, Atma Karaka is Mars and Amatya Karaka is Moon. I think so. Yeah. So uh, Mohan Raja, I met him actually when last time we were in Tirupati. I think number of you have met him as well who've been to Tirupati before. This is not our first time going to Tirupati. It's the first time doing a conference there and spending so much time and then visiting the temples around Tirupati. So he's going to talk about Amatya Karaka and Ishta Devata, your personal Devata, amazing grace and karma contribution. And then N. Komala Ravindra, this is her, and P. Vidyalata Devi is a critical study on behavior patterns of students using Jyotish and psychological remedial measures. So, when you ask people to offer lectures, you get some very interesting subjects. And then P. Bhanu Prasad, he's a very senior astrologer and a most important astrologer in Tirupati. So he's going to complete the Tirupati Astrologers Day Jyotish teaching tools for children through augmented reality, Ramayana, Mahabharata based on charts of Yuga Avatara. Um, this type of thing, you cannot do that in uh, the West. You can't invite so many people, and these people may not even travel, visa consideration, all sorts of things that one has to think about. But P. Bhanu Prasad, and they all speak very good English. So, that is an added, that was important because we needed that. So then we start with the Kamal. Kamal has been many years lecturing at our conferences. He's going to talk about Hora Varga D2 and family, this very good subject. It's we only have one class at a time, so everybody attends everything, and everybody, as I said, is part of our community family. Everybody is available to talk to you, chat with you, discuss. People have first timers, old timers, so you have a lot of experience there with Jyotish, but also with visiting India. Then Renata is going to talk about healing and sickness, both sides of a single branch. Renata has also been lecturing number of times. She is very much part of our Jyotish family. She's studying with me from a long time from Brazil. So she's coming from Brazil. We have actually two people from South America this year. So that is very special to have uh, two people. Renata has been the first one that I had learning from me from South America. Then Shobha Nagarjuna, she is from India. They live in Pune. She and her husband, both really good astrologers, but he doesn't like to lecture. So Shobha is pretty, very brilliant, and she's going to talk about karmic theory and retrogression of planets with Vedic remedies. And Shobha is a very serious student of mine, and I'm blessed to have so many good students. I'm the lucky one, I think. And then Tulika, she's no longer in USA. I think she's in oh, what happened, Tulika? I changed your. Oh, there you are. I changed your photo, so you have 3 photos now. So Tulika, these are pictures I took of Tulika in London. Our Jyotish community is a global community. We meet in all sorts of places, and Tulika has moved to Netherlands now. She was in USA. So there we have, she's going to talk about financial geniuses. And so this is outside our BAVA conference in London. And so we're looking forward to having you, Tulika. And Darinka is coming from Australia, and she's going to talk about Jupiter Saturn. It's different from Keiko's talk. Darinka is going to talk about blessings or curses about Jupiter Saturn, whereas Keiko is talking about the Jupiter Saturn cycles. So, so they are the key story of 2020 Jupiter Saturn. So having the two different lectures is very important. And then Viren Patel, he's coming from UK, and he's going to talk about use of Tara Dasha. There are a number of dashas and different type of dashas, and so Viren is the first time speaker, so it'll be very nice to have him. And then Judy Jones, she's come to India many, many times, but this is her first time that she's going to be um, doing this of how to examine karma in the chart. And she has also been studying very seriously and also visiting India very seriously for many years. So this should be very interesting. And then Manoj Sharma, he's going to talk about Trik houses. Trik houses are also called Dushtana, 6, 8, and 12. And Manoj is studied with at the Parmarth Niketan under Swami Chidanand Saraswati from a child, and I met him there. I was at the yoga festival, and he came and asked me that I want to study Jyotish, and since then he's been studying with me online, but he has also been uh, uh, traveling. Now he's an internationally known teacher because he teaches yoga, but he also teaches Jyotish, he teaches philosophy, because he's fully trained in Sanskrit and spiritual science. A very rare. So many of you have met him, so he's going to be lecturing first time as well. And then Sunera Javeri, she's coming from Mumbai. I have many students in India now, the online students, but we meet internationally, as I told you, everywhere. And sorry. So Sunera is again very much serious student, and she's talking about the role of the moon and our psychological state. So she's a psychologist herself. So, sometimes if you're good at a subject and then you're also good at Jyotish, you can combine the two things, and then you have the gravitas to teach that subject. So, Sunera is going to be coming from Mumbai. And Paula Virgara, she's going to talk about Ayurveda and Jyotish. And Paula is from South America as well. And she's an Ayurvedic specialist herself, and she's been Jyotish. She's studied with me. As I told you, 3 years minimum study. After that, there's opportunity. And Carla, she's from Australia, and she hasn't sent me her subject as yet. She's waiting for Jupiter to go direct. So therefore, that is the whole program. And as you see, a lot of very good, brilliant teachers, fresh points of view as well, and people that you have never heard or seen before. So it is an opportunity, and it is going to be in sacred Tirupati. Now, we don't visit Tirupati as part of the program, but if you are coming for the conference and you want to join the 1-day Tirupati trip, I organized it for the next day. So you can join that because this Tirumala temple, this is one of the most important temples for Lord Vishnu Venkateshwara. And it's very difficult to visit because the queues, at least I think 100,000 minimum people go every day. So we will be organizing special tickets to go there. They've just opened that up. Even then, it takes about 2 hours to visit, just to go inside the temple. But this is me once, this is the other time. I've been a few times. I'm in Mercury Dasha now, so Lord Vishnu is the deity for Mercury. I see to keep on going there, so my Mercury is getting blessed every time. And this is the Pushkarni where people bathe, and we will be going there to bathe and experience this. Not everybody wants to bathe, but those who want to bathe in the sacred waters. And this is just outside our hotel. There's a park, and in the park outside they have all the avataras there. So this is a picture that is part of my poster. And this temple we are going to visit, this is the temple in Tirupati town. And one unusual thing about Tirupati temples is that they are all white in color. And this is Andhra Pradesh, so different state in India. And we will be doing that before the start of the conference. And so these are just pictures of me. This is a Shiva temple we visit, and various things that you see. And this is Padmavati temple. If you are keen and you can't come for longer than the conference, you can ask our tour people or somebody to organize for you to visit. These things we are not visiting but it is all part of Tirupati, so that's few miles away, 2-3 miles away from where we are. And a very good hotel. It is the best hotel in Tirupati, and they have a really good conference hall. And as I told you, lunches are included, and it's a Fortune Select, Grand Rich Fortune Select. So it is good service, everything organized for you. So all lunches are included, and welcome and farewell dinner. So early bird is 23rd of August. So, if you want to take advantage of the best cost, then you can do that. Also, breakfast is included in the cost as well. I haven't put it, but extra to that, we have, and everything is there on the website. You can have a look at it. But actually, the flights is to Chennai, not to Delhi. So you can get flights to Chennai from all important places, but New York, San Francisco, but most places you can get a flight to Chennai. Europe, you'll have direct flights, Asia, direct flights. And so we are going to have a free transfer from from Chennai. I will be there about, I think, 27th. I'll be in Chennai, and then I will go to Tirupati. Sorry, I'll be there. So then we'll have a transport taking us to Tirupati. So we will be there. And if you are visiting India first time, or even I visited thousands of times, I still always get the travel agent to pick me up at the airport because I'm tired. I don't want to think. They have a guide there. They have an English speaking person there. They have the driver. He picks you up. He takes you. It's totally safe. And India is all the five senses are working at the same time. So it's a very exciting experience. So I hope you guys can come and support. And then we have the Avatara and Navagraha trip leaving after the conference. So you can join. Everything is on my website, komilla.com. And I did a webinar for the Avatara Navagraha temples. If you want a copy of it, you can go on YouTube and check it out, but you can also email me. I'll send you a link for it. So that is it for today. Thank you very much. And any questions, anybody has any questions, then I'm happy to answer. Okay. So I shall say bye-bye, and I shall see you again soon. Thank you.